Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered! Today it's going to be a match between GoOdy and Sziky here on Outsider. Top side of the map, it is the white Protoss player GoOdy, and on the bottom side, it is the teal Zerg player Sziky. Now, GoOdy has recently played on my channel against In Control, Zerg, and In Control again. In Control twice, and Zerg once. And just because he doesn't have a very high APM, don't confuse that with not being able to compete with top-level players, man. GoOdy is from Germany, Sziky here is from Hungary. Well, the other way around. This is Sziky, and this is GoOdy, in case you were confused at which player I was looking at. And yeah, Outsider. Man, I like Outsider. It provides some very, very excellent games. Probe scouting here. Let's see what Sziky does. It's going to be an overpool or a hatch first play. And based on the length of this replay, I kind of feel like GoOdy is just going to go for a forge fast expand, which you can do on this map, because this little area is a little bit easier to wall off than others. Yeah, I just like Outsider. I just like it because there's a lot of games on this map. They're very interesting. And yep, there's the overpool, which the probe scouts very darn easily. There is... Oh, hold on a second. A gateway. A gateway first here from GoOdy. Maybe a little bit of zealot pressure. The rush distance here is not too long. And he's going to try to block the hatch. Just sending down 2 drones. Dun, dun, dun. Get out of here, man. Nobody likes your style, says Sziky. And the probe's like, no, but Oh, a mineral walks through those drones? Oh, that's disgusting. I mean, Sziky sent the drones down early because he doesn't have the resources to throw it on the hatch yet. And I'm pretty sure GoOdy knows that based on the timings here. Just being annoying. Making sure he doesn't actually lose the probe. He needs that for scouting purposes. And the hatch goes down when Sziky wants it to anyway. Oh, he loses the probe. No scouting purposes. Oh, that's brutal. That drone got 2 hits on. Nicely done. Probe goes down. 2 gate opening. Okay. GoOdy is aggressive. Never mind. He's going to send down a lot of zealots to try to kill Sziky early here. Well, let's see how Sziky responds to it. He is making 8 Zerglings, though. That's a good start. Usually it's going to be 2 or 4 in this situation, but he's full a full 8 coming at you here. And a 3rd hatch attempt? Man, I don't know about a 3rd hatch attempt against a 1-basing Protoss. It seems real scary to do it. But I think he's going to give it a shot here. He's almost at 300 minerals. He's not making anything else. And he does. Oh, he goes 3 hatch against a 2-gate opening. But he is, look at all the Zerglings he's making, man. I mean, I know I said 8, but I think it's 10. I think he made another pair when I wasn't looking. But he sees 2 zealots and goes, oh. Hold on. This is not something I can really jump on. What a build from Sziky. He's like, I'm going to destroy a forge fast expand and get a quick 3rd base. How do you like them apples, Protoss? And GoOdy's like, well, I owe at 1 base zealot pressure. So, like, good luck, man. The Lings are trying to jump on maybe individual zealots as they see them. Ooh, he catches a glimpse of this guy. This guy's like, oh, juke. Juke, don't get surrounded. Fight with your friends if you can. These 2 probes are here to fight too because they're decent fighters against Zerglings. What pressure is on display right now from GoOdy. All right, so jumping on top if he doesn't want to engage with these zealots. God, it's a lot of Lings though. And I think maybe he recognized these are a lot of Zerglings. So he's going to try to kill as many Lings as he can. Extra zealots are joining the party, but man, 2 of those are very, very injured. Another one showing up here. And one on the front line, actually, there we go, goes down very quickly. And that's just too many Lings, man. This is just Sziky making way too many Lings. He's on 8 drones right now. Okay, he's on 9 drones right now, but he has no economy because he spent all of his resources on this hatch and these Zerglings. And he is not droning today, but he's going to handle this pretty effectively. I mean, it's what you got to do, man. Now he is safe to drone up a bit, I think, here. Although, man, we're still just pumping zealots. GoOdy is really just trying to kill Sziky right now. And as long as Sziky keeps track of what's going on, keeps track of how many probes or how many zealots are coming, then he should be fine. Also, throwing up a Sunken is a genius move. This 3rd is really protected against any ground attack. So I think so far, Sziky's ahead. Again, GoOdy's probably the more well-known player, but we have seen Sziky do good things against well-known players like Mana, who is a better player than GoOdy is. So just because GoOdy seems to be in a good position here doesn't mean that Sziky can't win this thing. I mean, I guess he's been droning up here. Sziky is up to 16 drones. Like I said, pretty safe to drone up, depending on how many zealots are coming out across the map. And the answer is, good grief, 6 of them. 6 zealots coming across is a problem. Maybe another sunken is warranted. Maybe additional zerglings. He's making another 4 here. 2 pair coming in, also going for a lair. But I mean, seriously though, that is a forge and a cybernetics core just now finishing. So any Stargates are going to have to get started, like, now, but the resources are definitely not there. So Stargate is delayed. Any rush you're making towards a Spire is really not important right now. Sziky, he is making another Sunken. Or trying to, anyway. That upgrade from a creep to a Sunken is not that long, and he needs it now. GoOdy sees the number of lings, sees the Sunken, and the other one that's in production. God, he loses 2? Almost loses 2 here. All right, pulling back. Pulling back. And there is your Sunken. All right. So Overlord, seeing that the Zealots are going back home. All right, going to drone up on the third base a little bit. Going to get that lair. Still going, obviously. No reason to cancel it. Only has the 1 gas right now. And still no second gas. So what an aggressive opening from GoOdy. I'm liking it. I like it a lot here. It's not working for him, which is going to put him in a pretty tough spot, but he is expanding now. He is getting a Stargate. He's getting a pylon. Going to throw up some cannons in case there are a lot of lings that come try to kill him anytime soon. But it is just going to be lings, which you can hold with good zealot positioning and good cannon support. The Hydras are more of a problem. That's not what we're doing. We are instead going for a Spire. Still hasn't taken that second gas. Not a probe scouting down just to see what's up. See, checks the second gas, right? Is there a second gas? No. All right, so probably not Mutalisks, I would guess. Probably just Scourge, although he will have the resources to make about 4 or 5 mutas when this thing is done. Probably closer to 5, which is just not a lot. Like, I guess 5 mutas would kind of ruin this. Oh, the Ling run by, though. He gets the Speedling run by, but guess who has a cannon and Zealot support here? So he's not just going to lose these, well, lose anything here, to be honest. These Lings shouldn't be able to do much other than scout around and be annoying and try to avoid that cannon. So let's see what Sziky does with his resources here. Again, about 500 gas, you know, about 5 mutas. Which, if GoOdy didn't have any anti-air, would be a problem. But he has a couple cannons, and 5 mutas aren't really going to do much against, you know, a couple cannons in each mineral line here. And all those lings went down. That hurts. That hurts immensely, Sziky. So 6 mutas. All right, so he goes for 6. He waits for the extra 100 gas. Goes for 6 Mutalisks. But, I mean, they're like, the Corsairs are out, man. There's a Corsair out. There's cannons defending back home. I don't know what these mutas hope to do. Is he going for all? Man, he's going for all the mutas. Getting the second gas now to help with that macro hatch here. He's like, you don't have any... oh, okay, so you have... I will scout the Mutalisks. So let's keep making those Corsairs, men. Immediately starts another Corsair back home. GoOdy knows what's up. He's like, all right, so if my opponent's going to go for Mutalisks, the answer is going to be 1,000,000 Corsairs. Which, who did we see on the channel recently that did this? I feel like there was someone on the channel that recently tried to go a lot of Mutalisks against Protoss. They made like 12 Corsairs or like 10 Corsairs, and they just wrecked. They wrecked face there. It might have actually been... it was Maru. It was Maru, the Protoss player, versus Terror. That's what it was, versus Terror, the Zerg player. So many Mutalisks and so many Scourge died in that game. It was nuts. I'm not going to spoil the ending. I mean, that does not mean that Terror lost that game. If you haven't watched it, go back and check it out. Terror versus Maru. It's not Maru, the StarCraft 2 Terran player, who is very, very good at StarCraft, like elite level good, but it is someone whose name is Maru who plays Protoss for Brood War for some reason. Like, there's another name in StarCraft already, though. Why would you take it? Maybe it means something in Korean. Maybe that's the attraction. I don't rightly know. Anyway, hit that like button if you're enjoying this so far. Early aggression from Protoss is always enjoyable, I think. Early aggression from Zerg is always nice, too. Oh, this probe's like, I was gonna try to do something, but then I got immediately scouted by mutas. Bad times. Lurker Den coming in. This is actually fairly similar to what Terror was doing in his game against Maru. Getting a bunch of Mutalisks out, some Lings, and then some Lurkers, which... pretty gas intensive, but if you're on 2 fully saturated gas, you can pull it off. As long as, I mean, you're not doing anything else anytime soon. Did he? I don't think he has drops. He must have done the sneaky glitch through the minerals trick down here. I bet he did. in order to get in this area where there's 2 gas. So he is planning on doing a lot of gassy things, which is what Zerg's all about, really. Scourge, a lot of gas. Lurkers, a lot of gas. Hydras, a lot of gas. Ultralisks, a lot of gas. Mutas, a lot of gas. This is how this works. The Lings are the mineral dump, and everything else is pretty gas intensive. I mean, pretty much the same is true here for Protoss, although Dragoon's not super gas heavy. I guess Hydras aren't either. I don't know, man. Whatever. Zerg likes gas. That's what I'm trying to say here. I guess it's more Terran that's not super gas interested a lot of the time because they're making Marines for a large part of their composition, and Marines are notoriously only minerals. So, Overlord... Where was that? There's an Overlord scouting around somewhere here. Corsair should really try to scout this and maybe do something about it. Sneaking down this way and taking his own third base now is GoOdy. So these players are full on in macro mode. Double pumping Corsairs here to deal with that muta count, which is fairly substantial. There are 11 of them here with a couple Scourge in the mix. And GoOdy trying to expand up this way, but there's already a Zergling ready to try to shut down that Nexus the instant it starts being warped in. GoOdy, ooh, he's making Reavers. Okay, nice. Yeah, this is very much like the Maru versus Terra game that I cast. I guess the Reavers are going to be the answer to these Lurkers, because he does not have Storm coming. He's not really on that tech path at all, as a matter of fact. So is there vision here? No vision. The cannons are not providing vision that far out. Does he have an observatory? No. Oh boy, this is really problematic. This is why you want Storm a little bit faster maybe than the Reavers. Corsairs fighting against these Mutalisks, but with Hydra support it's not going to go as well for them, which is why they pull out of range of the Hydra support and take down a couple of these Mutas pretty darn easily. And that Muta count is not super healthy at all. I like how the Zergling is still here. He's going to be able to do something about this Nexus, that's for sure, because these cannons are not reaching all the way up this way. Not at all. Lurkers still... Oh, the Lurkers get the Assimilator? Are you kidding me right now? Finally, he starts an observatory. Well, was he just really planning on allowing his gas to be taken away like that? I guess he was. I assume that's the assumption. So here's that extra gas from Sziky down here to the south. Loving that. 6 more cannons in production in random locations on the map. He is worried about the Mutalisks still to some extent, but it's more of a Ling Lurker strategy here from Sziky at the moment. Again, you can't do it. You're not taking that gas until you can get rid of those Lurkers. There's an observer on the way, but it's not instantaneous. He just, look at this. He's just going, man. He is just jumping on top of this right now. I mean, there are 2 Reavers which haven't taken any shots yet. They kill a Zergling, which is not super cost efficient, actually. Okay, observer out, and now the Reavers are going to be able to deal with the Lurkers. That's nice. That is some good stuff. Kapow! And ka-chow! 1 Lurker down, 1 severely injured. Zerglings coming in, getting wasted by cannon fire and a Scarab, which again is probably overkill, but it does chase them away, allows the Assimilator to be rewarped in. And GoOdy resumes being on 2 gas. Still no 3rd gas for him, although, see, look at the Zergling. Here he is. He's ambitious, this one. Okay, Probe, come over. I guess that works too. Okay, go buy the Zealot or go buy all these cannons. That's totally acceptable. He has a lot of cannons, man. He is really worried about 1,000,000 Mutalisks showing up and killing one of his bases, which is not what Sziky is doing. Sziky is making a lot of Hydralisks and Lurkers and Zerglings and stuff. He has so much gas, too. This gas income. I guess he's not really working on this down here to the south, the second one, but he will. Mark my words. He'll take that gas eventually. Another Lurker down to this Reaver stuff. 4 kills on that guy, 2 kills on that one. You probably push out a little bit more. Can't really see anything, though. That is just outside of the vision of the Protoss, which is hilarious. Just on the edge. Finally, GoOdy getting Storm at the 14-minute mark, which seems late, but, you know, what they say is better late than never. Observer's like, oh, there is Zergy stuff over this way. Cool. Ugh. I'm going to kill 3 of... Oh, wait. Get another shot. Another shot over there would have been so good. Look at these Hydras. We got this Reaver, and they do. They got the Reaver. Reavers are pretty squishy, but they also do tons of damage, which is the trade-off in StarCraft. If you do a ton of damage, you are very squishy. Or if you're fast, you're very squishy. These are the trade-offs here. There are definitely rules of the RTS. So GoOdy's got his 4th base rolling. Another hatchery coming up here for additional mineral income for GoOdy. I like Outsider because it doesn't have like traditional bases in a lot of ways. Like this is kind of a base, but it's minerals only, and this is kind of a base, but it's only gas, and this is kind of a base, but it's also minerals only, but it also has gas kind of right here. It's almost like this is a base, and like this is a base, but that's not ever how people set it up on Outsider. They always take these minerals and then treat these as a couple of gas all by their own. I guess I have sometimes seen bases set up like right here, combining the gas and the mineral income, but it's just, yeah, it's not a standard setup at all. But yeah, look on this right side, minerals only. Calling it good. So what are we doing? Where are we going? I thought it might be ultras. Sziky does like his ultras. He likes dropping those ultralisks directly on top of the army of the Protoss, which is going to work a lot better than attacking them at the front, especially if they have reavers. So I like the ultra play here, and yeah, see, this is the setup. Nexus on the minerals only side. He'll worry about gas at a later point in time. So GoOdy, from being on a one-base opening that didn't look super economically healthy, he has moved into a pretty nice, like, 4-base setup here. I honestly like it. I like what GoOdy is doing. And you know, his APM, 100 or so, just meandering along. You can do this with Protoss a little bit more easily than you can with Zerg, but still pretty impressive what he's been able to do. Like, he's a well-known name in StarCraft. He's got some decent victories under his belt, and, you know, doing it with an APM that's nothing to cry home about. Cry home about? Nothing to write home about, I believe is the phrase there, Falcon. See, drops. I told you we were dropping. Sziky is a drop Zerg, man, and I wish more Zergs were drop Zergs. I just feel like it's more effective if you can drop on top of your enemy rather than trying to attack them front on, especially if it's a Terran or a Protoss, which is going to be, you know, 2/3 of your games. So, let's see what he does. Yeah, sneaking around from the south. This is so many cannons from GoOdy. So many cannons. An insane number. Like, more than I've seen on one base in some time. But he is really worried about Zerg attacks in most of these locations. And cannons, you know, they'll do well against everything but Guardians. And who makes Guardians? They're going to be fine. I mean, the one thing that does destroy them, obviously, is Dark Swarm and Zerglings. Or, you know, Dark Swarm and Ultralisks or Dark Swarm and Hydras. So Dark Swarm is the counter to cannons if you're a Zerg player. We'll see how this works out. Oh, that's a free probe. Kapacha! And a free pylon, rather. Is he even going to bother killing it? He's like, nope, no Zerg here. I mean, never mind. We'll kill it. We'll give you an advance warning. There are some High Templar. There are some Reavers. This is how you help the cannons be better. Is you have Reavers and you have Storm available, 2 Storms available on that High Templar. And then the Hydras or the Lings come in, you storm them to pieces, and their Dark Swarm is, like, useless at that point. So, it's not like Dark Swarm's doing any damage by themselves. Is he going for, like, a double-pronged attack here? Attack left while dropping maybe up here based on the trajectory of these Overlords? I like it. Going after newer sources of income is how you do this thing. What? No. We are going carriers. What is this? I just cast a ZVP where on this map where Protoss went carriers against Zerg. And I'm like, you never see carriers against Zerg. It's bad. 2 games in a row. What is it about Outsider that encourages Protoss players to go for carriers? I guess it is the huge amount of open dead space, right? That's a problem. Like, all the dead space the carriers can hang out in and abuse. Like, Hydras can't hit you directly because you're hanging out here, you know what I mean? Oh, he's going. He's going for a double-pronged attack-a-rooney here. He's setting up. He's setting up to cause some major problems for GoOdy. GoOdy really wants that gas too, and probably this one as well, and probably this one. If he's going carriers, like 2 assimilators is really not going to do it for him here. He's sitting at 200 total gas, which is like a carrier. So here's what we're talking about. The Dark Swarm is up, but the Reaver count is kind of nuts, and there's Storm available. And some probes are going to die, yes. But that was good trades. That was good trades from GoOdy. He killed a bunch of Zerglings, a Defiler, and an Ultralisk for like 2 probes. He needs to resaturate this assimilator, though. Oh, I guess he has the 3rd one here. So 3 gas. 3 gas still, maybe not. Again, if you're going for carriers, you know how gas expensive they are. So I believe it's $250 on the gas per carrier. It's a lot. Sziky's just like, I'm going to expand everywhere. You haven't really bothered any of my expansions today. And that's not generally how you beat a Zerg player, is leaving their expansions alone. Corsair is going to kill an Overlord behind the production tab. It has been censored for sensitive viewers. Overlords are, after all, helpless big floating balls of gas, and for them to get murdered like that is just not fair. Another big attack coming in. We got the Reavers. We got the Dark Swarm. We're trying to kill stuff. I don't know, man. The Reaver count is 3. And there's High Templar coming down to help with this, too. So I think that's probably enough. The Defiler manages to escape, which is nice. This Ultra runs into a meat grinder. He actually finished off a cannon before he died. Zerglings jumping on top of the Reavers. They do not get one, as there are Zealots to buffer right now. And that is a pretty good hold from GoOdy. Like, that is really nicely held. He's got all the ingredients to defending against a Zerg attack like this. Although the Hydras, with their +2 attack and +1, pretty good against cannons, even if there isn't any Dark Swarm up. More Hydras going down. Look at the micro. He's moving the Wounded Reavers, kind of moving the Wounded Reavers back. And surprise! The carriers are here! I really don't think Sziky knew about these things until just this moment. He's immediately making 3 pairs of Scourge to try to handle this. Defiler was protected temporarily, but now everybody is dead. So a lot of cannons died, but no, the Nexus is still here. Maybe some probes died, but the Assimilator still lives. And I gotta say, GoOdy, good position. 176 to 131 total supply right now. And again, how you beat carriers is Dark Swarm and Hydralisks. If the carriers will stand still long enough to allow it to happen, which generally they will not. God, big time hits. Where are these Hydras even going? I don't know what they were trying to do there. They were like move commanding up to the Reavers to kill them. They didn't even stop like in ranged attack range to take them down. Anyway, 4 HP on this Reaver and 25 kills. Not bad, man. Not too shabby there at all. Flyer Carapace coming in from Sziky. Gotta love that action. We're sharing the same mineral patches. Living in harmony, everyone. That's what we're doing. Another attack to the south. Getting handled by Storm for the most part, and Hydra is getting outside of the Dark Swarm radius. This Defiler's like, all my friends are dead. Look at this. Look at how they're working together. In racial harmony. Protoss and Zerg together for like 10 seconds, and then the Sunkens arrive, and everything is bad for the probes. So just get the I mean, you've got 4,000 minerals. I guess maybe, okay, but maybe you pull them off too. Maybe don't let all of your probes die over here, GoOdy. Is this not? It is. It's telling them they're under attack because they're not getting one-shot by these Sunkens. It's a 2-shot scenario. Is he honestly, maybe he's freeing up supply and stealing minerals at the same time. Kind of feel like that's what he's doing. He's effectively maxed out. He wants to make more carriers, and having like 70 probes is not really conducive to having a giant carrier army. So this is so weird. We're seeing the same strategy from Protoss the same week on the channel. Man, the similarities between these games is kind of nuts. The Dark Swarm, though, Sziky's pretty disgusting with it. He really is. But there are 4 Reavers back here. Oh my gosh, there are 4 Reavers back here. I'd like to see additional Storm, to be honest with you. But the Zealot's doing pretty well under there. They're not affected by the Dark Swarm at all. They don't really worry about the bugs. If you could be target firing the Hydras that are outside the Dark Swarm carriers, that would be really effective stuff. Oh, a Plague gets tossed down on... Wow. Okay, that's a good Plague. That is something that I didn't mention, but in the ingredients of how to beat a Protoss player who's going Sky Toss, there's also Plague. There's just a lot of things you can do, it turns out, to take down a Sky Tossing Protoss. This is why we don't see this as much. But, you know, GoOdy believes in the power of Sky Toss. He's got a good amount of income. He still hasn't taken these assimilators. I mean, there's like 2 Hydras and some Links here, so that's a bit of an issue, but what else? Look at this long-distance gas mining from GoOdy. Holy crap. When I see Sky Toss beat a really good Zerg player, I will believe in it. Until then, I just don't see it happening. The Scourge not really getting good hits at all there. You know, the Dark Swarm kind of makes everything awesome. So I guess he focuses down the hatchery and then gets out of there, recognizing you're not going to kill those hydras under the Dark Swarm. They are functionally immortal against you. But killing hatches aren't protected at all. So just come on over. See how they can come over this way? And the hydras have to go all the way around in order to get over here and try to save this thing. I like it. There are some hydras already here defending. It's like, is that enough hydras that can actually mess with my interceptor count? The answer is yes, it is. And they have +2 attack with +3 on the way and +3 armor too, making them that much better against these carriers. I don't know where those hydras went, but they're dead now. No, they're over here. Okay, they're alive. They're just here to mess with anything that tries to mine from these minerals. GoOdy really needs to take some time out of his day and clear this out and take this gas. Because if he doesn't take this gas, then I think Sziky's going to take it. And you don't want Sziky to be on that many gas. Seems like a death note to me. A death note? I don't know, man. Is that Reaver attack? I thought we already got that. Oh, we didn't. Okay. Huh. Could have sworn I saw that coming through the production tab a minute ago. Maybe he canceled it. So +25 to the Reaver damage. Don't see that upgrade a lot, but it is pretty good against Zerg, especially. Sziky's setting up for another attack down south and to the left here, and he is going to clear out this Zerg infestation in the top left with most of his army. So that will do, actually. Both players maxed out here. Problem for Sziky is his whole drop play is not as effective anymore because there are Overlords and Corsairs roaming about. Man, more Scourge just dying. Greater Spire coming in. Are we going to get Devourers in this game? Dude, this is fun. This is really, really fun stuff. And GoOdy finally taking this for, I feel like he should have done it about 20 minutes ago, but it's all right. Is there a Defiler here, he wonders? Yes. No. I actually don't see a Defiler here. So, the carriers on their own are actually, or rather the hiders on their own are actually pretty good against carriers. They're going to take some casualties if they're not protected by Dark Swarm, but the direct damage against the carrier hull is a nuts situation. It's amazing. They're pretty good at just actually picking up interceptors too. I mean, we generally say don't just hit the interceptors, but Hydra damage is so good it almost doesn't matter to a certain extent here. This is a lot of Hydralisks too. He's just like, we're just going mass Hydra. If you don't have any Storm, it's viable. Guess who just showed up with some Storm? GoOdy did. So this gas is, I mean, it's like, it's an optimal number of workers for super long distance mining, so that's good. Snipe the Defiler. Snipe. Ooh, that's amazing. He storms inside the Dark Swarm because the Hydras are set to hold position there and they won't run out of it. Oh, that's mean. That's really mean. A lot of these guys are pretty darn injured, and they'll be easier to take down now. So there we go. Gas here, gas here. Assimilator. I would love to see you assimilate that GoOdy. You're sitting at about 3,000 minerals right now. Meanwhile, coming up the right side, a small group of Hydralisks just completely destroy a main source of gas for GoOdy. So that's a victory if you're in Sziky's camp. More carriers in production. They have +3 armor and +3 attack. Can you hear that consume? Oh, he's consuming Hydras. That is not something you see every day. But yeah, 3/3 Hydras in this situation. Pretty good stuff. Devourers in production. Okay, we are getting Devourer cocoons. Do not see these a lot. They're just not good in most situations, but when your opponent has a bunch of carriers, it's not bad. You have more High Templar? I feel like he does. He does. They're just not involved in this battle right now. But yeah, I mean, if you're going to do this, like, target fire the Defiler? I think he was trying there. These Corsairs, though, they're just kind of dead weight for him. It is a problem. Oh, and Sziky's taking this right side base, too. Oh, Sziky. Sziky, you're seriously good at this game. Like, I'm going to be honest. I don't think I've heard of Sziky until just a couple of months ago. But he's quickly turning into one of my favorite Zerg players. I have a whole pack of his I got off of TeamLiquid.net. And Defiler does get stormed down. All right, so this front side, probably safe to take this base right now, although Hydras on the high ground are a problem. Defiler very smartly sitting back, so he's not easily sniped. I like it. That Ultra easily sniped because he was not protected by Dark Swarm at all. Look at these. Defiler coming. Be careful with the Defiler. All right. I was worried more about Plague. Carriers do like to stack. Some free Overlords there. Probably not going to supply block Sziky just based on the number of like hatcheries he has. Dude, that's... But maybe there are enough... No. Sziky still has 200 available supplies. Coming after a super dead base. Killing that Spire would be nice, except there's already a greater Spire somewhere else. Sziky's making a single Mutalisk, which I don't know what the intent is there exactly. But killing hatcheries is a positive right now, but what he needs is to retake the right side gases. That said, he's sitting on a bank about 2,700 gas, which is pretty good. Got the nice snipe on the Defiler. All these hiders that are not standing in the Dark Swarm, even though they should be, are dying. Overlord going down. Yeah, this is targeting by GoOdy right now, and it's working pretty well for him. More hatcheries getting killed, and yes, Sziky is at 186 total supply available. So finally enough damage has been done to his available supply to bring him down from 200. Extractor down and maybe finish. Is it worth it to finish off that hatch? He's waiting for the Dark Swarm to wear off. It's pretty close to wearing off. I think he's waiting. He's like, you don't have any Defilers up this way, but this is a pretty scary attack here. Yeah, you're not allowed to have this base, says Sziky. We're just going to bring a big wing Defiler Hydralisk army this way. These lings are all... Oh, never mind. Oh, the Dark Swarms, though. Those are such good Dark Swarms. Storm does finish off the lings on the high ground, though, so they can't do much, although the Hydras could probably sneak up in that area, take down a bunch of that stuff if they wanted to take it over. So this group loses their protection of the Dark Swarm, and GoOdy comes to finish off the hatch. I mean, at this point, it's kind of anybody's game, especially because Sziky is so gas-starved, which is nuts considering how much gas income he has available right now. I guess he lost these two, but they are just about depleted, so it doesn't matter all that much. GoOdy's bank, though. I like GoOdy's bank a lot. Ooh, the Greater Spire dying. Do those Devourers ever get any play? Did I miss them doing stuff? I must have missed them doing stuff. I never saw anything Great Jellied. Are they here somehow? I don't know. GoOdy's like, I'm just going to defend with my stuff. My army is going to be out here doing things. Killing hatcheries for the most part. But man, Sziky's aggression is dead impressive here. Lings, Ultralisks not quite joining in the party yet. Just kind of sitting at the bottom of the ramp waiting for all of the Storms and maybe all of the Scarabs to get evaporated. Or get used up, whatever you want. Dude, GoOdy's at 179 to 140 supply. Is he winning this game? Whoa, Sziky. Whoa! I think Sziky just tapped out. GoOdy says, no, I don't want a rematch. Yes, defer, says Sziky. What does that mean? But good game! GoOdy ends up winning with the carrier strategy. What shenanigans? What in the name of shenanigans is this? That actually worked out. He was in a good spot, obviously. But, oh, here they are. Okay, the Devourers didn't do anything. They're just French kissing here. In full view of everyone. They're not ashamed. Okay, so 2 gas geysers that are full versus 1 gas geyser. I mean, sure. A lot of this is bank. 7,600 minerals and 4,000 gas for GoOdy versus 1,200, 500 for Sziky is not going to do it in the long run. But the control, I think it was mostly the control here from GoOdy. He was able to come in from angles where the hiders couldn't really deal with him. He was not, not afraid to pull back to cannons, pull back to storm and to reavers, and do what he needed to do. Wiped out this whole bottom side, which again was mined out of gas. So I don't know. It feels a little bit premature from Sziky, but at the same time, that bank, man. I mean, GoOdy could afford to replace these carriers. He could afford to build a ton of cannons. He could afford to take this space, which is kind of the key to GoOdy's supremacy here. There's just not a lot left here from Sziky. He's got little groups of fighters all over the place, but not really enough to challenge the supremacy of what GoOdy is rolling with here. So, carriers, man. Apparently, you can do it. This is the first time I've seen carrier work against Zerg. A good Zerg player ever, I think, on my channel. You just don't see it a lot. And so, the chance of seeing something work is a little bit lower. So end of the day, 17 kills on that carrier and 5 HP. It got down to 5 HP before the shields kicked back in. I guess it got... Oh, it probably got plagued. It's probably one of the... Yeah, okay. So these ones all got plagued. So they weren't going to die from plague, but it brings you low. It brings you a real, real low. More plague would have been nice from Sziky. I would have liked to see that quite a bit. Huh. Another carrier up here. So nice job, man. Nice job, GoOdy. Really showing well here. I think against a Sziky who... Has he lost on the channel yet? This might be the first ZVP where Sziky loses. And again, it's why GoOdy has the reputation that he has of being a great Protoss player who just plays slow. Check out his APM. Let's look real quick. 140 APM today. 140 in 33 minutes and beat Sziky with a 300 APM. That's what we're talking about. 221,000 points to 166. Sziky produced so many units. Triple, almost, the units that GoOdy did, but it doesn't matter when you lose it at 4-to-1 ratio. Yeah, that's a 4-to-1 ratio. Structures raised. Sziky killed a ton of stuff, but again, GoOdy had so many cannons up, I'm not sure that really matters. And pretty even on gas mine, mineral mine, and total spent. And that is not how you beat a Protoss player if you're Zerg. It really can't be even here. I mean, it did outspend him by about 5,000, but losing those hatches was big. The hiders just couldn't really compete, and GoOdy's patience was just too much in the end. Incredible. Incredible stuff. All right. Well, that's going to be it for me today. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you like what you saw and what you heard today, you can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.